Hey guys, and welcome to Teal House Farm. We are in full-blown prep for winter mode now. The summer gardens have pretty much been picked clean. I have canned like crazy and stocked up the pantry. And so now we are switching gears and getting ready to plant our winter greenhouse. We'll show you what we are going to go ahead and grow this year for our large family. Having the greenhouse is just such a great way to keep fresh vegetables coming most of the winter. Last year they grew through January, and then we restarted, and then we had more in March and April. I know that the first couple of years out here on the farm, it felt kind of discouraging to grow so much during the summer, get it all put up, and then realize that you never really had a fresh vegetable all winter unless you went and bought it at the store. So our greenhouses really help keep us with the fresh veg, keep it affordable. And the greenhouses themselves, they were DIY. It cost me about $50 to convert an old hay storage bin and an old chicken tractor into greenhouses. If you were going to build these from scratch, you're probably looking at maybe $300 together, and I'll link the video below if you want to see how we put these together. Much cheaper than buying a greenhouse like off of Amazon, and lots of space inside. So let's go ahead and get started. We got to get the greenhouses put together. They need new plastic this year, and we also need to get seeds started inside that are going to go out in the greenhouse in a few weeks, because right now it's still too hot to be putting anything out there. Let's go. Our greenhouse design is pretty simple. We have some 1 1/4 inch staples.
Yeah.
Some hardware store plastic sheeting, like people use for protecting their tools when they're working on a long-term project.
Done. Got it.
And cattle panels zip tied to a wood frame.
Ba-ba-doo, ba-ba-doo.
So our plastic sheeting from last year, I wrapped around and taped a long seam across the spine of the top, and that ripped open every time it was rainy and windy. So we're going to wrap from bottom over the top. At least we're going to try to, and see where we get. And if I cannot manage to do it myself, I'll show you, and y'all can have a good laugh, because I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get it over the top other than throwing it. So, alright, I need muscles. Who has muscles?
I have muscles. I have muscles, Mom.
We can't do this because this is not clear plastic like it was last year.
What?
We're gonna have to go buy some clear plastic. See, I think, oh, let's go compare. I think this is too white. Let's go look against what we have on the door.
But how is it blonde? It was just a different color.
I guess that's the same. Just don't want to do all this work and have it be no good.
What do you mean, Mommy, I want to try. I want to try, Mom.
Good job.
Yay, it's a Smartie.
Well, according to Google, that white tinted plastic is actually good for a greenhouse, so we can go ahead and hang it up. are gonna help me start some seeds inside. The reason we're starting them inside is it has been really, really hot and dry here, and I'm just afraid they're gonna get scorched. So we're gonna start them inside, let them get some height to them, grow a stronger plant, and then we can move them outside of the greenhouse when it cools off just a little bit, because I don't want them to fail to thrive just because it is so hot outside right now. Then in a couple of weeks when it's cooled off more, we will plant our root vegetables, our radishes, our carrots in the greenhouse as well, just directly in the pots, but we're not gonna start those quite yet because again, it's just too hot.
Are we gonna plant the seeds?
Yeah, we got some squash.
Seeds? What is this? Are these new plants, Mom?
Mm-hmm. You're gonna put one bean on top of each circle. Mm-hmm.
Plant a bean.
Try to get it in the middle.
Still a lot of beans. Still a lot of beans. Mommy.
Okay, put it in the circle.
Mommy, there's a bug on there.
You put it right there?
I'm put right here. Each bean. And why? Mom, why is there a lot of beans? Here's the other one.
Good job, there you go.
Go to ketchup. Mom, we're taking the bean out.
Don't put it in. You gotta put them in.
Pew, pew, pew.
I really like starting small things in toilet paper tubes because the tubes are biodegradable, so I don't have to actually transplant. I just take the whole tube and plop it in the pot once the plant has started, and then the tube breaks down as the plant grows, so you're less likelihood that you're going to damage roots when you're transplanting. But the tubes are pretty small, so for my larger things like a squash, I go ahead and start those in cups. But this is a great use of a product that you're probably already paying for and then throwing away. And it's a great way also to avoid some trash in your trash bin, because this will compost and give you some new dirt. Alright, so I have planned out the greenhouses for what we are going to grow, and my goal is to be able to grow enough fresh vegetables for salads, 2 to 3 dinners a week for our large family, which is what we did last year. So I'm just going to take that and repeat it for our first greenhouse for what we did last year. Just do it again since we know it's successful. And then I also would like to grow some of the vegetables that we eat a lot of in order to supplement our meals. Just use them as sides or on sandwiches, things like that. So for the salad greenhouse, we're going to need to grow spinach, spicy mustard mix, a bunch of radishes, some carrots, and then I'm also going to grow cabbage, not for salad, but just for enjoying. I really like sauerkraut. Nobody else in the family really does, but I'll make it for me. Okay, and then for the second greenhouse, this is kind of my experimental greenhouse, and we'll see how it goes. And I will keep you informed whether we succeed or we fail. These are mostly things that are going to need to be hand pollinated, and so we're just going to see what happens. It doesn't really cost anything to fail, and then we know not to do it again, but hopefully some of this is successful. So we are going to try to grow some winter squash, which I really enjoy, some pole beans, some tomatoes, and we will also start onions, which I did this year and it worked really well, just starting our own onions instead of buying sets, which is really expensive. And then also some kohlrabi, which is actually a vegetable I have never eaten, but I got a free pack of seeds as like a bonus pack in a seed order I made, so I figure why not try it, and if we don't like it, we won't grow it again. For the winter squash and the pole beans, those are both climbing plants, and I actually have some old cattle panels that have already been bent and connected into a circle, and they fit right over my large pots. So I'm going to transplant the seedlings we've started into the pots and then put the circular cattle panels around them, and then the goal is that they should just climb straight up to the top of the greenhouse. And like I said, we'll see what happens. We will keep you informed Coming up next week, I'm going to have a video. We are restocking the canning pantry with our pre-made soups and stews for winter. So I will show you what we are making and what we keep on the shelf to feed everybody good home-cooked meals, even on really busy days when I don't have time to cook everything from scratch. And we also have a video coming up with more of our 1890s farmhouse mudroom renovation. So we will see you all soon. Thanks so much for watching. See you later.